Ahora vamos a presentar a nuestra primera invitada, Emilia Puma. Es consejera en la Embajada de Estados Unidos, ha viajado por un montón de países, trabajando y viajando. Has estudiado en UPenn, en Columbia y en UCLA. Toma ya, tremendo. Muy bien, pues por favor, toma.
Yo voy a hablarles en inglés porque ustedes tienen que acostumbrarse a entender y a sentir el inglés, ¿ok? Los padres, ojalá que ustedes pueden entender, si no, los chicos pueden traducir. Yes, my name is Emilia Puma, and it is Emilia Puma, it's not Emily. Some people think that I just changed it to come to Spain, but my grandparents were immigrants from Italy. First, congratulations to all of you for being accepted into U.S. universities and colleges. And I have a couple of things that I want to talk to you about, and the first is to the parents. Thank you. How difficult to let your children go so far away and to be that generous that you are allowing them to have this opportunity. So thank you to the parents, and everybody, a round of applause for the parents, first of all. And now for the students. Call your mothers and fathers. Email them. Do not forget. They will be worried about you. So you don't forget. It's your responsibility. Your mother and father are going to be very nervous. You're very far from them. Call them every week. Make sure you email them. And don't forget, in the middle of the fun and in the middle of the soccer matches and the this and the that, call your parents. Make sure you remain in contact with them. Okay? Very important. Speaking as an aunt and the sister of a very worried mother when her children go away, keep your parents informed. So now to the students. Yes, you're going to have a wonderful opportunity thanks to AGM Sports. And this is an opportunity that many, many students dream about, and not all of them get this chance. It is going to be a little bit difficult. I studied overseas 40 years ago, maybe now, and I remember at the airport not being able to talk to my mother, because this was even before 1995, this was in 1979. And my sister and I were going to Paris, and my mother was saying goodbye to us, and here's how we were. Because had we opened our mouth, we would have just cried, and we would not have gotten on the plane. So we couldn't even speak to our mother. We had no internet. We couldn't call her, so we were leaving just for 1 year, but there was no way other than letters, which would take a week to keep in touch with her. It's a different world today. You'll be able to see your moms and dads and your children on Skype. You'll be able to talk to them through Skype or WhatsApp. All of these technologies have made the world much smaller. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important for you to have this experience. We don't live in isolated countries anymore. It really is a global culture. It really is a world where you need to know how to interact not only with people from the United States, but people from Asia, people from Latin America, people from Caribbean islands, people from Africa. There is so much that unites and joins our planet now because of technology, that having the skill sets that allow you, as the future of our globe, to be able to interact and to be successful in a variety of situations, in a variety of cultures, that's a critical skill. And you're going to have an opportunity to receive that skill very, very early in your life. It's going to change your life. It is going to change your outlook. I would not be a diplomat had it not been for that year in Paris. It never would have occurred to me to come into the Foreign Service and to serve my country as a diplomat had it not been for that experience. So in addition to all of the excellent advice that you got, yes, be polite. I think Spanish, youth are always very polite, so I think it comes naturally to you. Kids here are very, very sweet and just well-behaved. So make sure that you carry that with you. Don't pick up bad habits. A lot of American kids are also very sweet and nice, but there's some who are a little bit, not so nice. Stick with the nice kids. Don't hang out with the kids who have an attitude. I think that some of the skills that you already have because of your sports are going to help you not only in your sports there, but in your academic career and in your professional career afterwards. So for example, you know how to work cooperatively in a team. You know what it is to be disciplined, to train. And all of those qualities that athletes have help them not only in education, but also in life in general, whether it's working or interactions with people. So do rely on those skills that you already have. Yes, they're going to love your accent. And they're going to want to hear you, and they're going to say, oh, say that again, oh, I love the way you say that. So, don't be embarrassed about your accent. Now, I will give you a little bit of advice about Americans, and when you get there, I think that you'll internalize this a little bit more. Our country is huge, geographically. It's very, very big, and sometimes, until you get there, you don't realize how big it is. I had a visitor from Barbados, a tiny, tiny island, who told me that he wanted to take a bus. He was staying in the U.S. just for like a week. And in that week, he was going to take a bus from Washington to Chicago, stay in Chicago a couple of days. Then he was going to go out to San Francisco, stay there a couple of days. Then he was going to go down to Los Angeles, stay there. Then he was going to go to visit some of the national parks in Colorado, stay there a couple of days. And I said, you can't. Sure I can. Well, I wasn't going to argue with him. He went to the travel agents and he saw that to take the bus to Chicago was already 2.5, 3 days. So, because of that expanse, I think that Americans can be very, very insular. It's difficult to keep up with everything that's going on, even in the next state, much less everything that's going on in Europe. So please don't be offended. It is just a function of geography that we are so insular. When they ask you if you're from Mexico because you speak Spanish, just be patient and say, no, I'm actually from Spain. When they ask you if you like, tacos, be patient. There's confusion in some places. I was a high school teacher for 5 years, and if I didn't laugh at some of the questions, I would have started crying. So it's an opportunity not only for you, but for the American students whom you will encounter there. This is a chance for them to get to know Spain. You really are ambassadors of your country. You really have an opportunity to teach other people about what it's like in Spain. You are not going to see fans there, but as you can see, I've taken up this wonderful, wonderful little Spanish trait very quickly. How smart is this to carry this in your purse? In the U.S., everything's air-conditioned, or we just sweat. We don't have fans, which is, it's such a handy device. You're going to have culture shock, and you have to be prepared for that. I've been a diplomat for 24 years, and I still get culture shock, and it comes in waves. A couple of words of advice about culture shock. First, when you're experiencing it, you'll know, because you'll go home and you will say, I hate America and I can't stand these Americans. I just hate them. That's your first sign, okay? And when that happens, don't talk to somebody else who's going through culture shock. Because they'll say, you're right, aren't they horrible? We hate it here too. We hate it. No. You go to an American and talk to the American and explain what you're feeling. And oftentimes, it's a misunderstanding. So it's very important for you to use those opportunities, because when you go through that culture shock, when you're down here and things are really horrible, if you can plow through it, if you can move against that, you'll go back up here. And that doesn't mean it's smooth sailing, because you're going to go down again. And then you're going to reach an even higher peak, and then down, and then up. But with each successive experience, you are going to be learning to adapt and to become bicultural, and that's very, very important. You're going to miss tortillas españolas. learn how to make them before you go. Like, I can't live without them. Every morning, you know, I have to have my tortillas. So you're going to have changes in food. The language is going to be different. You're going to be tired. It's really, really tiring speaking a foreign language day in and day out. You will go home exhausted, so make sure you put enough time into sleeping. Because it's really, really, I mean, when I'm in meetings in Spanish, it's like, you know, I have to like look at their mouths and make sure. So make sure that you're getting enough sleep, and make sure that in the university, your professors have office hours. Use them. They're not just saying that, oh, I have office hours, but they do want to see you. So when the professor has an office hour, go and talk to them. Even if you're not having trouble in the class, just go, explain the program that you're on, ask them how they think you're doing, ask for that feedback. American education is very communicative. People want to talk to their students, they want to hear from their students, they want to be able to intervene quickly if students are having a problem. So even if you're not having a problem, get to know your professors. Some of your classes, depending on your universities, may be very, very large. So you need to get to know your professors one-on-one. And it's a wonderful opportunity. They'll enjoy speaking to you, they'll give you advice. If you feel like you didn't understand something very well, they'll explain it to you, and do take advantage of those opportunities. That's important. I want to also talk to you about the fact that we at the American Embassy, I mean, we can't thank you enough. This is what we love to do, get kids back and forth between here and Spain, or whatever country we're serving in. So you may not know it, but Spain is the third largest, or the third highest destination country for American students studying abroad. So the first choice is England, obviously, no language barriers. Second choice is Italy. Third choice is Spain, and we have something like, Kara's here, 25,000 American students studying here every year. And Kara runs the Education USA program, which is a program through which Spanish students can learn about universities that would be good matches for them, other scholarship opportunities, maybe not just sports, but other organizations, or even just local scholarships from the university that Spanish students would be entitled to. And a lot of the work that Patricia and I do in the embassy is on education and also on sports. We see sports and education as ways to bring people together, and that's what diplomacy is all about. It's about, if I know you as a person and I like you, I can't not like Spain. I can't say, oh, I can't stand Spain. I don't like Spain, because I know Spanish people. I know them, I know they're nice, I know their culture a little bit, and so it is a way at the very heart of diplomacy to bring people together, to build understanding. And so the work that we do through Kara, and also through a program called Sports Diplomacy, because everybody around the world likes to play sports, is to bring athletes to talk to students, to bring students to camps for training. These are ways for people to share, even if they don't speak the same language, opportunities for playing, for growing, for learning more about each other. So AGM is doing a tremendous job in providing this opportunity for you. Enjoy it. I know you're scared. Go ahead and cry at the airport. My sister and I held it in. Go ahead and cry. But get on the plane anyway. And look, when you need help, look for help. Whether it's that you're going through culture shock, whether you're having a bad day in the class and feel like you need some tutoring, ask for help. Americans are going to love you. They're going to have a fun time with you. Your teammates are going to love you. You're going to make a whole lot of friends. When I had to leave Paris after that year, I was heartbroken. And very often, when I have to leave overseas postings, I still cry a lot when I have to leave places. So you will love it. You will always carry this experience in your heart. It will have a deep impact on you professionally as well as educationally. And it will have an impact on both of our countries. It will have an impact on the United States because you were there for 4 years, and it will certainly have an impact on everybody that you encounter back here in Spain when you return. So congratulations. I'm glad that your visa interviews went well and that they went smoothly. We do have a great team in our visa section. Parents, I hope you'll get a chance to fly across and see your children there as well. Enjoy and do take advantage. You know, if you have a chance to go out and see another part of America or another city, do it. Take full advantage. I am in a panic right now because my assignment is only for 3 years. And the other day I realized, oh my goodness, I've been here 9 months already. It feels like 2 weeks, but it's 9 months. And I'm like, I have a list a mile long of all of the things I want to do during my 3 years here in Spain. So I think the same will happen to you. The time will go very, very quickly, and you'll love it. Enjoy, and buen viaje.